Well, this morning we are talking trains. The sounds of the engine and the whistle can often be associated with nostalgia and a sense of adventure. And that's why model trains became so popular.
Well, there's a model train exhibit going on right now at the Seashore Trolley Museum in Kennebunkport that is guaranteed to be fun for the whole family. Joining us this morning to talk about model trains and the museum are Kitty Orlando, who is the CEO, and also Jason Seeberg, who is the museum's educator. Thanks for coming on, you guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Good morning.
Yeah, first of all, let's talk about the Trolley Museum and what inspired you guys to start the model train exhibit.
Wow, so during COVID, we actually were reached out to by a family in Jonesport, Maine, who had a phenomenal HO scale model railroad at their home, and they were looking for someone to take ownership of it. They reached out to at least 30 other groups before us, and no one had the space. This layout is huge. So we had another donor that was willing to invest $3.4 million in a new building, and after 4 years, we were finally able to open the new exhibit in May. So now all the public can come out and enjoy this great exhibit and see what we have to offer year round.
Amazing. And Jackson, tell us more about your role at the museum.
Yeah, so I'm the museum educator and helping get the model trains going right now, because when it came from Jonesport to Kennebunkport, some changes had to be made, you know, widening the aisles, making it more accessible for the public. So there are now a handful of sort of blank areas where the layout had to be expanded. So we're now developing new spaces, and one of those spaces is actually going to become the Seashore Trolley Museum, but in miniature form.
Oh, wow.
Now, when people tour through the museum and they get a chance to check out the model trains, what will they see, and how big is the exhibit?
Yeah, so it's about 40 feet by 64 feet. The building is huge. We also have other exhibits that we're working on. We had to make the decision, do we want delayed perfection or gradual improvement? So everyone that's been coming out since May has been seeing the layout just come to life, building the new sections out, putting plexiglass in, adding new panels around the ceiling, just exhibiting Maine Central photographs in large scale. And we have a few educational exhibits that will be coming live soon. So yeah, it's a great museum to come visit us. We're open Thursdays through Saturdays, 10 to 4 during our off season now. So.
All right, we just saw in these photos the smiles, you know, on the faces, I think, say it all. What's the reaction when you have families coming in and people of all ages coming to check it out?
I think some folks believe that this might only be for kids, but as you can see from the photos, adults find great joy in being in our exhibit too. And some days we let the kids and adults operate the trains, so we'll hand them the controller, and just the joy that it brings them is just priceless. And a lot of our community members have been coming back every week, just once a week, to come visit us. They've been saying that it's nice to have something to do in the dreary winter months indoors. It's a beautiful, nice, warm space just to enjoy.
Yeah. Well, model trains that started back in the 19th century became huge in the U.S. in the 1950s. Jackson, talk about the detail in some of these and how intricate they could be, all the way from just the trains themselves to people and trees and things like that.
Yeah, so they get incredibly detailed, especially some of the stuff coming out today. The technology has gotten so much further than it was when it started. We've got some new trains that run on our layout that have all the way down to like the little tiny chains that run between the different wheels on the trucks, and it's just, you know, to me, I think, wow, that's incredible. And the people that are really into model trains, they just love it. They love the detail, and then all the little stories that are told with the people throughout the layout, people standing, you know, doing laundry out in their yard, mowing their lawn, kids enjoying the beach, all that kind of stuff. People love it.
That's amazing. Do you feel like the popularity has actually grown? Is there a resurgence? And did the pandemic have anything to do with this at all?
I think a lot of people out there love miniatures and just the concept, but we were a little worried because during COVID, our local model railroad hobby shop decided to close their doors. So we didn't know if the timing would be right for our exhibit. But as it turns out, it's really caught on. We've had a few hundred people come out and join us every week, and we just weren't really sure. We were closed between December and May, usually during our off season, and we didn't know how long it would take for the community to really embrace this resource, but we've been so pleasantly surprised. And like I mentioned before, people are coming back and wanting to see more, and they're so excited to the real trolleys when we open again in May. So
yeah, let's talk about your trolley museum in general, not just the of course, the model train exhibit, but you guys are listed as what, like the first and the biggest in the world when it comes to electric trails, right?
Yeah. When it comes to electric trolleys, we were the very first. This model that we brought to the studio of the red open car from Biddeford and Saco Railways, car number 31. in real life was the very first trolley that was ever preserved in the world. It operated in Biddeford, Saco, and Old Orchard Beach. And in 1939, our original members decided, after taking the last ride on a fan trip that the railroad was offering, that they wanted to save the trolley. So they pooled their money, raised $150, convinced the railroad to donate the car to them. Well, not donate, but let them purchase the car, and they moved it to Kennebunkport, and the rest is literal history. Now we have almost 330 trolleys in our collection, a handful run for the guests, for the public, and we operate those on a heritage railway that was the former site of the Atlantic Shore Line that used to operate in Kennebunkport in the early 1900s through 1920s. So
amazing.
It's an impressive place.
Yes, it is. And where can people find out more information? Do they need tickets? How does it work?
Yeah, so tickets are available online at the door. We have more information available on our website, trolleymuseum.org, and our social media pages.
Yeah, and this trolley, by the way, this museum is interactive. You can actually take a trolley ride too, which is nice.
Well, and I'm going to lead the trolley.
There you go.
Yeah, take on the role.
We would love for you to come out and volunteer with us.
I had to put on the hat. I'm
glad you did. We are definitely looking for more volunteers, so hope you'll come out and join us.
Well, this is so exciting.
Yeah, just couldn't help yourself. And
I
by the way,
couldn't help it.
go to the website if you're interested in volunteering too, right?
All right.
For sure.
Thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.